Rust Valley Restorers is another TV show that mixes car restoration and documentary-style reporting that has captivated audiences in recent years. However, this TV show distinguishes itself by its base being in British Columbia, Canada, not the US, and not airing on Discovery Network channels such as similar shows Chasing Classic Cars, Overhaulin', Wheeler Dealers, and Fast and Loud. Rust Valley Restorers debuted on December 6, 2018 on History Canada channels and followed the work of the Rust Bros Restoration Shop, owned by Michael "Mike" Hall, a passionate car collector and seller whose life story went viral in 2017. He began amassing his car collection as a teenager and eventually had more than 400 on his property close to the Trans-Canada Highway. Mike eventually realized that enough was enough and offered his entire collection and the property for a sale in 2016, but couldn't find a buyer. Raising the price, the opposite of what was expected of him, attracted the attention of the local news and interested buyers. Discovery Canada eventually invited Mike to guest star in the Highway Through Hell TV show, boosting his prominence. Mike then began constructing his car restoration shop in the South Shuswap area in Tappan, British Columbia, locally known as the Rust Valley for the number of junkyards and the vintage car-loving community. That prompted History to offer him a documentary TV show contract. Mike and his team recorded over 40 episodes in 4 seasons, and the production company renewed the 5th. Here's what to expect from its release. Mayhem Entertainment and Chorus Entertainment gave the green light to Rust Valley Restorers Season 5 in early June 2022, alongside 44 new and old TV shows, adding up to 200 extra hours of original Canadian content. Moreover, an affiliated production company made a casting call 3 months later, implying that they were filming a new season. Most cast members continue to hang out, mention cars, and post on Instagram and Facebook, and have kept their bios in the present tense regarding their participation. If the previous seasons are any indicator, new episodes will air in February 2024. Based on how History Canada premieres TV shows, we can expect teasers and trailers to begin a month or 2 before the season airs. Therefore, there is little official news about the contents of the new season, besides that the team will be back to inspecting Mike's collection, turning apparently rusty junk into desirable classic cars. Viewers can guess what Season 5 will bring, based on the TV show's official Instagram page and the events and vehicles featured in the previous season. No cast member officially left the show, and the season will undoubtedly feature more muscle and classic cars, and most likely trucks. It will also be emotionally charged, as Mike has a temper and a short fuse, and crew members sometimes get on each other's nerves under pressure. Identical to the previous seasons, the episode's endings will be cathartic when Mike sells vehicles that he has held onto for up to 4 decades. Mike Avery, the Wildman Chauve, who owns Wildman Restorations and is the tinkerer who worked on heavy equipment, and Mike's son Connor, who worked for Avery, are undoubtedly returning. All 3 keep the official Instagram page @RustBrosRestos active with tidbits of projects that they're working on. Sarah Hot Rod Blonde Ward, who joined the team in 2018 as a parts and inventory manager, is still part of the crew. She posted photos from the shop in late September 2022, but suffered an injury on December 19, 2022, when she fell and rolled her ankle. Thankfully, she didn't shatter the bone and made a speedy recovery. After months of not posting, Sarah began raising funds for the victims of the British Columbia wildfires in September 2023, one of whom is her cousin, who lost her home and all her possessions. Cassidy McGowan, the team's youngest member and an aspiring mechanic and test driver, should also come back. She came from North Carolina to British Columbia as a child and has loved automobiles ever since. Cassidy recently became an aunt to a niece and has shared images of her pink pickup truck on Instagram. Moreover, she recently did spray painting work for O'Canigan Custom Trucks and Alberta Boys Customs. All cast members mention their roles in the show in a way that suggests that they're filming the new season. Lincoln, the icy blue-eyed dog integral to the shop's culture and unofficially the employee of the month for a few years, will also be there. None of the Rust Bros restoration crew members know his breed and enjoy guessing. Some viewers claim that he's a mix between a Siberian Husky and a Pit Bull, a Siberian Husky and a Labrador, or of all three. Loyal viewers of the TV show know that Sarah's cousin's terrible situation is far from the first. Mike was affected by wildfires in 2021 and needed money to keep his shop running. Consequently, he organized an auction in early October and sold about 500 of 550 complete and incomplete classic cars in various states of disrepair on his property in Tappan. Mike said that the day was a blur and that he'd had some for 4 decades, which almost had him in tears, but was happy in hindsight. He said that he kept all cars that have the potential to be restored privately or in Rust Valley restorers, and that he sold some for more than he expected, around $10,000 apiece, and some for only $100, much lower than he wanted. He explained his reasons. As long as the stuff goes to a good home, why shouldn't I do it? I've been the caretaker of some of this stuff for 30 to 40 years. I told the buyers that if they do something with the cars, they should send me a picture and let me know what happened. Mike recognized a few guys from Manitoba as passionate restorers, sold cars to buyers from nearly all Canadian provinces, and shipped some to New York State. Additionally, he suggested that his wife and children disliked that he'd kept such an extensive collection, and that selling them to families with children made everyone happy. According to some sources, Mike had 52 cars in his possession when Season 4 premiered on February 24, 2022. The team worked on roughly 20 vehicles until June 23, 2022, the season finale, meaning that about 30 are eligible to be restored in the 5th season. Although viewers are used to seeing classic and muscle cars in 2022, the 5th season should feature more trucks. On June 7, 2023, Renee, on behalf of one of the show's production companies, Big Time Decent, announced a casting call for truck shops. They wanted to organize a truck show and needed people or companies who'd restored trucks and wanted to show them off. Another option is for the producers to showcase their repair and modification process on lifted diesel, gas, and 4x4 trucks. Instagram followers could have guessed that this was coming because the official Instagram for Rust Bros Restoration promoted Wheel Pros Canada on September 1st the previous year. The crew already collaborated with the company, and they only needed a new set of wheels for their work truck. However, they advertised Wheel Pros Canada again on May 17th this year, suggesting that the company may sponsor the truck show. That made some viewers particularly happy. Unlike the 4th, the 3rd season featured several rare trucks, including the 1957 GMC Blue Chip pickup truck, the 1964 Ford F100M, the 1947 Willys Overland Jeep truck, and the 1956 C800 with a sleeper. In a way, that is equally good news for those who dislike truck restoration. As with so many trucks, Mike won't be pressured into restoring dozens of muscle and classic cars per season and can dedicate more time to each. Mike has always been honest with his audience and admitted that he'd barely broke even on many projects since the show premiered. He'd worked on construction for decades and used his salary to buy and store cars. Mike received some money after Mike Shuchuk, a producer for Mayhem Entertainment, pitched the idea for the show and encouraged him to create the restoration shop. However, Mike admitted over time that the filming crews didn't force him to up his pace or change his business model. For instance, the 1966 Lincoln Continental ragtop convertible from the first episode of the debut season had a quoted price of $17,000 Canadian, yet its value was close to $50,000 Canadian. It took some time for the team to learn to give an accurate estimate and quote, but the restorations continued to lose money or break even. Mike and his team nonetheless refused to work on other people's cars, sell car parts, or show products that they aren't using, and viewers can rest assured that this will continue in the 5th season. If our educated guess about trucks being the focus is accurate, Mike has enough cars on his property to restore during the 6th season, and more. Thank you for spending some time with us. Make sure to like and subscribe so you never miss another video. We also handpicked these videos, which we recommend you watch next. You can talk to us on social media or ask a question in the comments below. Thank you for being with us, and we'll see you back tomorrow.